Hey, welcome to the Morning Mix podcast. This morning we did a segment we like to call Right Now, which we pull out from time to time. And we had to find out right now what was in your car, and boy, you did not disappoint.
Yeah, if you've got one of those karaoke microphones with a speaker attached and it's at home, you're wasting it.
Yeah, you're really, you know what? You need to be better because you could be having so much fun just as Shannon did. That and much more coming your way right now on the Morning Mix podcast. How do you secure the second date? On the first date, you want to do things like have some conversation topics at the ready in case there's a lull. Be ready. Be on time. Wear something that makes you feel confident. Show up with a clear mind, ready to learn about them. You know. Oh, by the way, put your phone away is on the list. Put the phone away. What other things can you do on a first date to lock down a second date? 312, be funny. Be genuine. It's a great tattoo to have.
Are those together or separate?
They're the same text.
Oh,
be funny,
okay.
be
one.
genuine.
That's a lot.
That's
a lot
also
to
like
ask.
A lot of pressure.
You got to have it. You got it or you don't.
You got it or you don't.
You don't try to be funny because that's worse than just being normal.
Thank you, sir. That also goes out to radio people.
Oh,
All right,
100%.
312. Make sure that your car is clean, and don't forget your wallet.
Oh, man.
You ever had that? You go with somebody maybe for the first time, even just a friend, or you get in their car and you're like, dear God, what happened in here?
I asked you to not.
Yeah, sorry. I
say
didn't.
that
I
about
looked
me.
right at you. I didn't mean to look right
was
at you
so
when I said
rude.
it. Shame on me. You're right. That was my fault. Shame on me. That was out of line.
Yep.
That was out of line. No second date. Stay off your phone is on the air. Yeah, we talked about that. Erica texted, "Hey, show confidence when you ask for the second date." So this was fun was had, right? We should. You want it like I don't know next. Are you busy tonight? You want to go tomorrow? What? Where are you going? All right. 815, these are clear. You want to have a second date on the first date? Try not to fart or burp. Yeah, appreciate that. That's important. Yeah.
Save that for date 3.
Right.
630, I need to make sure that you're not addicted to your phone. That's fair. If
Yeah.
the whole night I'm battling you for your attention because you're either I'm really boring, shame on me, or you got a problem.
Yeah.
708, bring your flowers and go to a quiet restaurant where you can actually talk to each other. I like that.
Good
That's
idea.
intense.
815, you asked if you want to have a second date, how to secure it. Well, kidnap them. Well, that's pretty heavy. I mean, but it does guarantee. It would guarantee.
Yeah.
To their point, they've quite literally answered the question.
Let's save that number.
Flag
hang on
that.
to it.
Flag
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we'll go
text.
ahead and put that
Yeah,
one on
flag
the...
that.
Just being
how do I
practical.
put-
Right.
Let me
Right.
see
You
what
never
they've-
know.
What other things have they texted us? Kurt Cameron, wow, sex doll,
Okay.
vinyl, what else? Now, I don't remember what the topics were. I just remember what
Right.
they've texted us. I'm not dead, and Rodney Dangerfield. So we should be scared of this person.
Yeah, that person's trouble right
Yeah.
there.
Oh, and they watch MMA. Okay, hang on. They like push-up bras. I'm concerned.
What?
I'm just reading back
This
all
is
the
the
old
history
texts.
of this person.
Yeah, by the way, when you text
way,
us, I can see all the texts you've ever sent us.
careful. Nothing goes away, people.
right.
Nothing goes away.
Be courteous to other people around you while on the date, like the wait staff, a cashier, anybody like that, 630.
That makes a big difference.
That's a good one.
Yes.
How you act with other folks, that's who you are, you know. There you have it. 269, don't try to hook up. Just let it be a first date. Just let it. I like that. Yeah, that's fair. Let's see here. Why don't you accidentally leave something in his car so you have to meet again, thereby securing date number 2?
The DI.
630. The DI?
The drop item.
The dropped item. I did not know that was
you
a thing.
leave something behind, either at their apartment or
interesting.
in the car.
So that they have to?
Yeah,
And
sweater.
you've used this move to success?
I've been accused of using this move because I did forget something.
And who's accused you of this?
Some people,
Some
guys.
people?
Yeah, some
Some
guys.
people?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I forgot my makeup in a car once,
Okay.
and they were like, "Oh, you just want to see me again."
Ooh.
And then I forgot an article of clothing at somebody's house, and they accused me of that as well.
Did those relationships work out?
No.
Okay.
Two historical references. You got Taylor Swift leaving the scarf behind at
Yep.
the
Yeah.
sister's house.
There you go.
And you have on Seinfeld, I think they called it the old leave behind.
The old leave behind.
Yeah.
George
Yeah.
Costanza, the old leave behind.
It's just been updated to the DI.
the DI.
Yeah.
It's updated for the 21st century
Very
right there.
interesting. 630, don't be a douche. Fair. It's a great way to get that second date. And finally, boy, if you want that second date, I need to verify that you like Nickelback.
From Chicago to your device, this is the Morning Mix Podcast.
Sometimes around the house, you're running out of space, so you decide to put stuff in places it doesn't belong. And this happens sometimes using the oven. People will put things in the oven to store them. Not recommended. Not safe. Catherine McPhee, she was on American Idol. She revealed to People magazine they were very curious to find out what Catherine had been up to. That she had to hide her son's iPad because he was having some trouble giving up the iPad. They needed to take an iPad break. This happens. So she hid it where he'd never look in the oven.
I can totally see this happening, right?
And then also,
you're playing, you're in the kitchen, you're like, you know what, and you like throw it in there, and you think, I'm totally going to get to this later.
100%, don't worry.
Yeah.
And you're in that kind of moment of trying to reprimand your kid in some way. You're disciplining, and you're like, blah, blah, blah.
And it just has to be out of eyesight.
I just can't see this thing, and I need it to be a place you're not allowed to go. So boom, there it is. And then a couple of days later, she fired up the oven. It was like, oh man, babe, what's that smell? I don't know. Look it up. Google it on your iPad. Oh, God. Hi, Courtney. How are you this morning?
Good. How are you?
We're doing all right, Courtney. You keep stuff in your oven?
I sure do. So, like Violetta, we live in a small house, and I have a black lab that loves sweets.
Oh.
So he always eats the Danish. Usually that goes in the microwave. But so
Of
for my
course.
kid's birthday, I buy the big things of cupcakes from Sam's Club. So I put it in the oven, and I was like, oh gosh, I should probably do something about this because I'm going to turn the oven on. My husband's going to turn the oven on. So I put a piece of tape over the bake button or the start button. So we know that there's something in the oven. Don't go start the oven.
Right.
So that's what we do. That's how I learned because I have put stuff in the oven and went to go start it. Like my husband's dad made us an apple pie, and all of a sudden he starts the oven. I was like, "What's that smell?" And I was like, "The apple pie's in the oven."
No.
The house at least smells good in that situation. But the best part of it is my husband's a fireman.
Oh,
Oh, he probably hates this.
Yeah, you would think that we would know not to put especially plastic containers.
Yeah.
right.
in
In the oven. I mean, the apple pie going in there, I think, makes sense, right? It's like, okay, we'll put this in there. Maybe we'll warm it up. And then you forget
Right.
about it. But yeah, the plastic-filled tray of cupcakes, that's a little nerve-wracking.
But the tape on the button, that's smart.
Yeah, I was waiting
blue
for-
painter's tape or maybe make it really,
Right.
big.
I was just waiting for her to be like, and then I was so annoyed by the tape. Ugh, start the oven. What is going on? Hey, Dara, good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
We're doing all right. Now, this is a throwback story. So what happened with your science project?
So I was in 8th grade, was trying to come up with a cool project. My mom worked in a medical clinic. We came up with the idea to be able to grow bacteria.
Sure.
And so she had brought home some Petri dishes, and I started doing my thing, collecting, and swiping, and watched this grow over a period of days. And one day she came home from work and started the oven for dinner, and it over time started smelling like there was death in the oven, and opened up the oven, and my entire 8th grade science project was dripping and melting through
The grates
shelf.
there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
There's a lot of burned up bacteria there in the oven. That's nice. Then
Yeah.
just let that cool off and hope you clean it all properly. This will be fine. No, guys, you can put that frozen pizza right on the rack.
Yeah.
That's fine. You go
You
right
might
ahead.
have to throw that oven out.
Yeah, you might need to.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Hi, Rose. How are you this morning?
Hi, good morning. I had a beautiful cutting board that was custom made by a colleague. He spent so much time on it, and I decided to store it in my oven.
Of course.
And well, I turned the oven on, and guess what got cooked?
Yeah.
It wasn't my food. It was this beautiful cutting board.
Now, was it a gas
felt-
oven? I'm curious, with the cutting board, did it have like a lacquer finish on it or anything like that? Were there flames?
Yes, it was a gas oven. Luckily, no flames, but he made it so beautiful, even with steel rods and everything, and the whole thing was just destroyed.
Wow.
Because it was one of those things where I preheated the oven, went out to get the kids outside,
Oh, man.
and came back in, and the house was just smelling, and the thing was destroyed.
Non-related, did you ever find out if he was in love with you? Because that's quite a gift to put together for somebody that you work with. Oh, no, it only took me 48 hours over the course of 9 weeks to put together. It's fine. It is all custom, and your name's on the bottom. Also my phone number. But anyway, like, what? Hi, Joanna. How are you this morning?
Hi, good morning. How are you?
This is great. Now, I'm going to take this as a cautionary tale for Nikki because what were you storing in your oven?
A handle of Jack Daniels.
Yeah, of course. Why not? Some people like it warm. They like to warm it up. Why, Joanna, did you have a handle of Jack Daniels in your oven?
Well, maybe Violetta relates to this, but I'm Polish, and when somebody comes over to your house, like as a guest, they'll bring you like a hostess gift.
Yeah.
And so typically, like Polish people will bring you like vodka or whiskey or whatever. So somebody had happened to come over to our house as a guest, and they brought us a handle of Jack Daniels as like the hostess gift. And I didn't want my husband drinking it during the week and whatever, so I decided I was going to hide it from him. And I put it in the oven, and then I went to go bake some banana bread with my daughter, and I forgot that it's in there, and it shattered and exploded all over.
Okay, so that's what happened. Okay, great. Now, were there flames? Because this is alcohol. Was it a gas oven?
It was a gas oven. There was some flames involved.
Yeah.
Luckily, my husband's an HVAC technician.
Oh,
wow.
So we were prepared.
Oh, my God.
And he's like, I just wanted some Jack Daniels.
Yeah,
I've been
right.
looking for it for a week.
He was like ready to be licking it off the stove. I'm like,
yeah.
he was in tears. He's like, oh my God.
I just love the slight undercut earlier of like, I put it somewhere where he wouldn't find it, so it's in the oven.
That is good.
Yeah, right. He'll never go there.
Right.
I think we're safe.
Find it there.
You're listening to the Morning Mix podcast.
I'm going to go first, Chris. Is
Take it away.
that okay?
Yeah, whatever
All right,
you want.
So last night was October 3rd, both my dad and my daughter's birthday, same day.
wow.
Yep,
Happy
yep,
birthday.
yep. So we had a ton of things going on. Everybody's running around. Everybody's got a million things. Tuesday night, et cetera, et cetera. We weren't going to do a big thing, but my parents were coming over kind of later last night, like around 8 o'clock or so with a cake just so we could have that, and we'll do something better later. Fine. But I asked my daughter, or we asked my daughter what she wanted for her birthday as far as like what to get for dinner. And
Yeah.
she picked a certain place, okay? So I'm like, okay, I'll go pick up the stuff at this certain place. So yada, yada, yada. A few other things are going on. I'm running late. I'm running around. I didn't get there in time. The food is waiting for me there. And by the time I finally get there, I'm like frazzled and frustrated for a number of reasons that don't matter. Right?
Uh-oh.
So I get there, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever picked up food from this place before. I've just gotten it, right? So it's like, I don't know the procedure. So I walk in, and I'm like, yeah, I have a takeout order. Or I'm sorry, I said a to-go order. That was my
To-go.
phrase. I said I have a to-go order. And the guy, God love him, just kind of looked at me and was like smiling and like, what's that? I'm like, a to-go order? And he's like, and he like got the other guy, and he's like, I'm like, a to-go order, a carry-out. Oh, you mean takeout? I'm like, yeah, takeout. And he's like, okay, well, what's the name? And I'm like, it's either Stacy, which is my wife's name, or it's Whip, which is my name, because I never know, because she orders it. I don't know what the.
Happens
I'm like,
all the time.
I'm like, it's
Yes.
either this or that. I'm like, and they both looked at me like, well, okay, well, which is it? I'm like, I don't really know. It's one of the two. Do you have one of the two? And they're like looking at me like, well, and so as they're kind of having this conversation of confusion, I see the bag with my name on it. Okay. So I'm like, oh, there's my bag right there. I'm just going to take that. They're like, wait. Do you have proof that you ordered this? And I'm like, do I have proof that I ordered? I'm like, what do you mean proof? They're like, well, do you have like an email or a receipt or something? And I'm like, in my mind, I don't even know whose account this is. I'm like, I just want to take my stuff and go, right? So I'm getting a little frustrated. So I'm like, what kind of proof are you talking about? Well, do you have an email or receipt? I'm like, no, I don't have a receipt. I don't know. Just can I take my food? It's right there.
Fort Knox of
And I'm
takeout?
like, you need proof that I ordered this food? And they're like, well, sometimes people would like steal other people's food. And I literally said this. I go, well, that is a sad statement about society right there, that you would think that somebody is just going to come in here and steal someone else's food. So promise you, I'm not stealing somebody's food. I just want to take my crap and go. And they're like, well, we're really... So they called somebody else over. I'm like, oh my God. So then I'm like,
wow.
I'm like, hold on a minute. So I called my wife. I'm like, really loud and obnoxious. I'm being this way.
Yeah.
I know I'm
How
being
is
this.
this not a hot take?
I'm being a Karen and a half, 100%.
Wow.
So I'm like, hey, do we have an email? Can you send me a screenshot? And she's like, it's in your email. I'm like, fine, thank you, goodbye. So I go to my email on my phone. The guy at this point is like, you know what? Just take it. It's fine. He said,
we're done with you,
and
sir.
I'm like, nope, I am finding the email and I'm going to show you the receipt. There's people behind me. So I found the email in my email and I'm like, there it is, right there. You see it? Good? And he's like, yeah, thank you. I'm like, thank you very much. So I'm like, wow, I was just a complete jackass to those people. So the kicker is I grab my food, I turn around, I start to walk out, and a guy behind me in line is like, excuse me. I'm like, yeah. And he goes, aren't you Whip?
Oh, man.
And I'm like, oh, my God, of all times. I'm like, yeah, it's great to meet you, man. I'm like, hey. He's like, I listen to you guys every day. You guys are fantastic. I'm like, listen, you did not see me at my best right there. I apologize. He's like, no, it's fine. I'm like, no, listen, that was me just being frustrated. I'm not really like that. I wish you didn't have to see that. He's like, no, it's fine. You guys are. I'm like, thank you. I just kept shaking his hand and I got the hell out of there and I didn't sleep all night worried about it.
You should have said you were Chris.
Yeah, man. If I had it to do over again.
I don't know that I appreciate that.
Yeah. So anyway, they did nothing wrong. It was all me. I was just frustrated in that moment. I understand they got a job to do and all that stuff. And I'm never a jerk to people like that who are just doing their job. But in this moment, I was kind of like, please just let me take my crap and get out of here, please. But anyway.
I thought it was good. I thought the kicker was going to be that the order was wrong. That's where I thought this was going.
Amazingly,
There were 2 whips.
Yeah.
2 bags with whip's name.
Yeah. Amazingly, the order was perfect.
Oh, man. They did not get you at your best.
It's like a falling down moment, if you will, where just everything goes wrong.
Yeah. Yep. I'm sure that person did not. I almost guarantee you that you, were not as bad as you think you were. And that person was flattered to get to meet the lovely, kind man you are. I'm sure it was okay.
I'd like to apologize for my display.
Oh, man. Oh, by the way, if you were that person, 312-233-1019, it'd be really nice if we could get the person who was at the restaurant last night, which will remain nameless. And I want to clarify, was not Fat Ricky's.
No.
A few people wondered, is that Fat Ricky? It was not.
No.
Hey, Jimmy, good morning. How are you?
Hey, good. Good morning.
It's funny. Our boss's name is Jimmy, and I thought maybe it was our boss doing a bit. But, Jimmy, you were not at your best one day. What happened, Jimmy?
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, we can hear you loud and clear, Jimmy. Take it away.
All right. So I was running in a road race a few years ago, and I was new to running. I had no idea that people ran for charity. People ran on behalf of other people. And, and I was doing this for myself. I was running, feeling good about myself. And I saw this lady running, and she had a little tag on her shirt, and it says, I'm running for my brother. So all this time, I'm sitting here thinking, man, her brother is like, he must have quit and didn't run. Again, didn't realize it was for charity. And I tapped her on the shoulder, and I said, hey, your brother's a wuss. And then I just kept on running.
No!
I kept on running. I had no idea. I feel so bad. Now, here's the kicker. I realized what had happened, like a week later or just, not soon after what I had done because I was so new to running that I couldn't get into the next race I was trying to get into until they told me, hey, you can run for charity. And then I'm like, holy crap. I realized at that moment they told me you can run for charity that what I had done.
Right.
That's what that meant.
There was no way for you to ever find that person again. How would you? You were out in a crowd running. You never saw them again, right?
So I put out a video on TikTok asking people to help to find this person.
Wow.
And we haven't found her yet. And I have hundreds of thousands of followers. And we haven't been able to find this person yet.
What do you do on TikTok that you tap people on the shoulder and tell them their family are wusses?
That's a great bit.
It's a good gimmick.
Hey, your dad's a jackass.
Yeah. So, actually, I've been on your show before, guys. I was one of those people that called in about having viral videos.
Yeah, you do the push-ups and stuff, raising money, yeah?
Yeah, right.
Unbelievable.
Well, you're a man with a conscience.
You really
we
are.
can tell. You have a
Yeah.
conscience.
Yeah.
You didn't mean anything by it. It's okay.
Well, look, if you were out there running for your brother and some guy tapped you on the shoulder and said, hey, brother's a wuss. That was Jimmy, and Jimmy apologizes. He did not mean to call your brother a wuss.
Wasn't his best day.
No, it was not
He
his
didn't
best
know.
day.
He didn't
didn't
know.
understand. And now he's doing a lot of charitable work all the time.
Yeah.
From Chicago to your device, this is the Morning Mix Podcast.
Now, generally, when we here on the Morning Mix have a special guest on the show, we'll promote that guest is coming on. We'll tell you that, Chris Hemsworth is going to be in studio, blah, 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 right? We'll get all excited about it. But then from time to time, these guests, it's a surprise, and they call us, and then we have these special guests on the air. Hey, Mike, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing really well. Please welcome to the show, Mike, the guy that spotted Whip at the restaurant last night.
Oh, my God. Oh, I was hoping he would never
is
hear
great.
from me or I hear from him again.
Oh, so Mike, we've decided to leave the restaurant nameless, and we hope that you'll continue that tradition with us. But you're there in line at the restaurant, And you saw Whip. Now, Whip believes that he was being a little, you were a little loud on the phone. That maybe, did you at all take note, Mike, that Whip might have been having a rough time?
To be honest, I was focused on the voice because I didn't want to introduce myself and it was the wrong person. I could tell he's frustrated, but if you got a hungry wife and kids at home, you can't really fault somebody if it's late at night and you got to get the food back.
Well, I appreciate
I
that.
Gave him a pass, I guess.
Mike, I really appreciate that because I am positive I was being, what's a male Karen? A Marin? A Kevin?
Yeah.
I was being 100% that. And I felt really dumb, especially after I met you and you were such a nice guy.
He was being a real Brian in there.
I was being an idiot.
Mike, did you think that he was just doing a hot take live, like rehearsing?
You know what? I just figured he was in the same boat as me and needed to feed the family as quick as he could. It was kind of later in the night, so.
Yeah, I probably made your night longer, too, so I'd like to apologize again. In fact, to everybody in town, I would just like to apologize. Blanket apology.
Well,
Mike?
now I know I live somewhat close to a celebrity. So.
Oh, look at
my
that.
God. Wow, who?
And Mike, sleep. Yeah, Whip is going to be able to sleep tonight because you called. I
do.
swear.
Yeah.
You just saved his week.
He really did. He lost sleep last night, worried that you were at home telling all your family about this rude jackass named Wipe who's on a radio station.
And I wouldn't have blamed you if you did.
When you did you go home and tell your family, hey, I met Whip, and then did you tell them that he was really rude and aggressive?
No, I told my wife I wasn't going to wash my hands that I used to shake his hand with.
Come on. See, Whip didn't go nearly as bad as you thought.
Very nice, Mike. Well,
Mike.
I appreciate your niceness.
Thank you, Mike, so much.
You're listening to the Morning Mix podcast.
What is in your car right now that will have us scratching our heads and our rears wondering, why is that in your car? Hi, Shannon. How are you this morning?
I'm great. How are you guys?
We're doing all right. Shannon, surprise us. What is in your car right now?
A karaoke microphone.
A karaoke microphone. Now, do you have one of those cars where it plugs into the car and you can sing?
Well, it has its own little speaker, which I use for 3 reasons. One, to shout at the children in not a shouty way. Just make it clear. It's time to be quiet by using my microphone, because sometimes they're really loud and have a lot of kids. Other times, it's for me, just to sing a little song. But the main reason I use it is to horrify my children when I pull up and they're not ready. And I get on the karaoke microphone and I just let them know that it's time to put some pep in their step. It's
so,
loud.
it's loud enough that them in front of the school could hear you.
100%. Not super loud, but it's enough that they're a little they're going to move a little fast.
Okay, where are you right now?
On the north side.
Is there a chance that you could use it right now?
I don't. Well, I'm in the carpool. I'm in the carpool drive plan, so I'm going to say no. But I guess I could. Well,
There's no chance you could grab that mic, and all you'd have to say is, "Hey, everybody, listen to the Morning Mix on 101.9 The Mix."
Okay. All right. You ready?
We're ready. Go ahead.
Hey, everybody. Good morning, and it's time to listen to the mix.
Yes!
Wow.
Our
Great.
kids are
The
crying.
echo. Oh, I love that. That sounds like you were making announcements at a football stadium. Shannon, I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Feel free to make that announcement anytime you'd like. I really like that.
I love this.
Shannon, stay right there. Don't hang up yet. So Shannon has a karaoke mic. It's not just that. It's like an announcement PA system.
Because they're all in one, and they have the speakers around them, and they're usually bedazzled.
It's
this
insane.
is fantastic.
Hey, Bridget, how are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
We're all right. Bridget, what do you have in the car right now?
I have a mounted deer head in my trunk.
Sure. Hey, guys, mounted deer head in the trunk. Now, how did one come to acquire a mounted deer head?
It was my dad's. He passed away last year, and we went up north this weekend and got a bunch of his stuff. And one of the things was a mounted deer head. I also have a stuffed muskie.
Okay, there we go. Mounted deer head and a stuffed muskie kicker. So there you go. A nice, beautiful fish, huh?
She's ready to decorate herself. You got yourself a Wisconsin Lodge right there.
Here comes the she shed. Hey,
Yeah.
okay. So we've got a deer head, and then a kicker. That's quite a bit of the mounted muskie. Oh, Sheila, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I have a spider hanging from my rearview mirror that's about the size of my palm. and I tell my children that there's a camera. The eyes of the spider are a camera, so when they're misbehaving, I threaten them with a spider.
Oh, I love it. And they have no idea. They're like, oh, she's okay, guys. Stop goofing around.
They actually think it's a real spider with a little camera.
All right, so Sheila's got a baseball-sized spider hanging from her rear view.
Spying spider.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of nice. Hey, Mary, how are you this morning?
Good. How are you?
Great, Mary. What do you have in your car right now?
I have body parts in my car.
Sure, as one does. Is this a moment where eventually we're going to be on a 2020 episode and they're going to be like, she revealed it on a Chicago radio station? Murder?
No, I switched cars with my husband today. He's an orthopedic sales rep, so it's like
got it.
hip replacement.
You're sure he's not trying to frame you for something just to get half? No, okay.
No.
So what are we talking? We got like arms and legs and stuff like that?
He specializes in shoulders, so it's mostly like the metal pieces that they put in when like you need a shoulder replacement, where like if you go through a metal detector, you get like stopped and everything. So.
Okay, so Mary's got some backup shoulders in there. That's kind of nice. Hey, Craig, how are you this morning?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Now, Craig, what's in your car right now?
Sadly, it's my children's pee.
Great. Yeah. You're like any parent. Elaborate, my man. Why do you have your children's pee?
I got 4 little kids, and I have, one of those little plastic travel urinals for car trips. And
Sure.
Had to use it this weekend, not for me, for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And just keep forgetting to take it out. And
About to
you
say, it's
call,
Wednesday,
or you
Craig.
said on the radio, and I'm looking. Yeah, I know it's Wednesday. I glanced over, and I'm like, yep, that's my kid's pee. I should call in.
Does it smell?
Yeah, thank you.
It's got a tight lid, so I don't smell it, and I obviously keep forgetting, so it must not smell. Unless I'm nose blind, I don't know.
Well, nose blind, yeah.
How much pee are we talking about? We got like a 2-liter soda bottle.
So it's about a quarter of the way full. I mean, they're little kids. They don't. Their bladders aren't that big.
Yeah, that makes it way better,
We
Craig.
got plenty of room.
Yeah.
We can let this
Don't
puppy
worry.
ride the rest
That's
of the
fine.
week.
Yeah,
We're
I can let
good.
that sit. I might need to fill it up later. I think I can top that thing off. Let me just pop through. Let me get a venti, and then later I'll top it off. It'll be fine. So Shannon has a karaoke microphone that's actually a PA system. Craig has urine in the car. Mary's got body parts floating around. Bridget has a mounted deer head and a musky kicker. And Sheila, has a big spider hanging from the rear view. Nikki, what do you like in the car right now?
Okay, I'm going karaoke microphone.
Karaoke.
I've got one of these at home, and now I just found a new place.
Whip?
Yeah, karaoke microphone all the way.
I got to go with the pee.
The pee in the
it's
thing?
been a couple days. We got to take that thing
gotta
out.
get rid of that pee. The pee I do like honorable mention to urine in the car, but I gotta go with the karaoke. Shannon. Congratulations, Shannon. You are today's Right Now winner.
Yay! Thank you so much.
You're so very welcome. Do you still have the microphone queued up?
I do, actually.
Can you say, hey, everybody, I just won on 101.9 The Mix?
All right, hang on. This is a little horrifying. Guess it wasn't quite queued up. Hey, everybody, I've just won a special prize on the Mix.
I love it. It's so great.
Clean up aisle 4.
Yeah. Okay, wait. Do you yell at other drivers with it ever? Like, are you like, turn on your blinker? No?
No, just mostly, my children.
Just mostly the kids.
Yeah, just the kids.
Yeah.
Testing 1 2 1 2. Sound check. Sound check. This is Nikki's Sound Check on the Morning Mix.
All right, so Ed Sheeran, Snoop Dogg, they meet. What do? They smoke because that's what you do with Snoop Dogg.
Apparently.
Ed was recently on Conan O'Brien and kind of talked about how this all came together.
Sort of got quite close friends with Russell Crowe over the years, and he's really close with Snoop Dogg. They have sort of like smoke-offs and stuff.
I love these connections.
And I don't really smoke at all. I was in the dressing room, and they're just, blunt for blunt for blunt for blunt. And I'm like, I guess at some point during the night, I have to, just to be like, I smoke with Snoop Dogg. And so I kind of was having this conversation, and he's like, do you want some? And I was like, okay, now's the time. So I have a bit, and I'm like, I don't feel too bad. Like, this is good. And then I have a bit more. Then I have a bit more. Then I have a bit more. Oh my God. I just remember looking at him being like, I can't see right now. I've got to...
It's all, you can't try to keep up with Snoop.
Oh, gosh,
You know,
no.
like, I get it. I get he was like feeling it, but Yeah, he said the whole experience though was great, and I think his wife Cherry was there, and she brought her mom to go meet Snoop. And then,
they all got high with Snoop?
I don't know. I think they left, but Snoop was very great. And the minute they walked in, he was like, "What's up, Queen?" You know, he's so good. So yeah, you got to be careful. You can't keep up with the pros. You know, when you're hanging out with Snoop.
Yeah, well, it went from 0 to 60. He's like, "No, I'm not going to do it," and then puff, puff, puff.
It's the same reason I don't go to Dunkin' with Whip, because I know I'm going to be coffeeed under the table, and I can't do that.
Totally right.
I got a life to get back to.
Yourself.
Yeah, you can't hang. So last Friday is when NSYNC released their brand new song. There was a ton of stuff. That was when Ed also released his stuff. Poor our buddy Dean Lewis. Yeah. He also released his song that day. It was so funny.
Dino got the shaft.
He came into the station very quickly for a minute last week. That'll be on a podcast at another time.
Okay.
And I let him know that. I was like, he's like, here's my new song. It's called Trust Me, Mate, blah, blah, blah. And he's delightful. And I'm like, this is the same day as like NSYNC. And he's like, oh, crap. So I was like, listen, we're going to get to it. We're going to play it. You're wonderful. He's here. So this is Dean Lewis. So he stopped by, like I said, last week. We'll have the podcast available. So here is his new one. Because he's Australian, you call people mate.
Oh, okay.
The Morning Mix Flash Briefing with Violetta.
We have been talking a lot about this in the hallways here, Fashion Week, and I just thought it's time to bring it up on air because it's time that we talk about this. Yeah. And we're not really going to talk about it in its entirety for the point of it, but a bunch of stars were at Fashion Week, and they continue to be there in Paris, one of them being Pamela Anderson, and she is being praised online by many, including Jamie Lee Curtis, for going makeup-free during Fashion Week. She says that Pamela is starting a natural beauty revolution, which I find kind of funny because she became famous for not her natural parts. But now she's bearing it all
there you go.
again, but now her face. So no makeup there. And everybody's saying, like, this is great. Hopefully more people can embrace, makeup-free, filter-free.
Alicia Keys has been doing this for like 10 years. Makeup-free Alicia Keys.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
She was never in a video with Tommy Lee, though.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
That we know of.
That we know of. Might have filmed.
Okay.
She did the soundtrack for it.
Oh, my God.
This girl is on fire.
Yes, she is on fire.
Oh, that works.
Yeah.
That works so well.
So next up, if you like that audio, stick around. We have some trending audio that hits close to home with a lot of people.
I like coffee and maybe 3 people.
So that's
it.
This is leading to people responding with how many real friends they have. And a majority of the people are like, yeah, there's like 2 or 3, maybe 5 people that I find actually like to be my close friends, and everybody else is just surface.
Yeah, I think that checks out more and more as you get older, too.
Oh, definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
Yeah. And I'm like, I got to find that third. Next up.
We're all raising our hands. We're
Yeah,
volunteering.
exactly.
We are
we volunteered.
going for that gig. That's right.
Going for that gig.
Got it.
Well, I know, right? It's like volunteer with Violetta is actually just to find a best friend.
Love it.
First up, we have caramel apple dipping boards. It looks like this is the next best idea for the season. So all you have to do is grab a crock pot, some mason jars. You add to those mason jars some chocolate, maybe caramel in another one, peanut butter in one, white chocolate in another. Add some water, put them all in the crock pot, let those melt. Then you take a cutting board. In the middle of the cutting board, you put a cupcake tray like that you cook cupcakes in, and each one of those containers then with your toppings. So you can do sliced almonds, peanuts, sprinkles, coconut flakes. You can do marshmallows, M&Ms, whatever. And then you take your apple slices and you put them on the side, and you have a wonderful fall festive party dessert the whole family can enjoy, and it looks really pretty, and it sounds like it's going to be delicious.
That sounds amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
That sounds like so much work.
Yeah.
No. It's a lot of setup.
If
And then after
Violetta was
that-
your best friend, she would make that for you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I
we got to
will.
put that on the
That
idea.
is 100% something you
Just
would
give
make.
me a crock pot because I don't have one yet, and the rest of this is all me.
It'll all come up.
That's your flash briefing.
All right, thank you for joining us for the Morning Mix podcast. Make sure you rate, review, like, and follow this podcast. You can also follow us on social at 1019 Mix Chicago. And we will see you tomorrow on the Morning Mix.